What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. My name is the Goodish Gamer, and in today's video, I'm going to go over some of my sound settings. I've had a couple people ask me about my settings, how I get my voice to sound the way it sounds, and part of that is just my God-given voice. But another part is my GoXLR settings and the microphone I use. So the microphone I use is the Shure SM7B, and I don't have any cloud lifter on it at all. I'm just running everything through my GoXLR. So all the sound is coming from this. Now I have the full version, and I wanted to show off some of my settings just for whatever reason. I'm using the default Vaporwave, which is just the color pattern up here, and I've got my different mic profiles down here. As you can see, I am not an audiologist. I have like 12,000 different mic profiles down here, but the one I'm using right now is new, and I've been tweaking it. I've been using it in my last few videos. So let's just start over here in the mic tab. You can set up a profile down here and you can save it so you can quickly double click to different sound settings. The mic setup is the one thing that you're going to want to do first. Click on that and you can see a dynamic condenser or 3.5 millimeter. That would be like your tiny little green input on your computer. But you want to set your gain right here. I put mine about 50. Other people will say put it up to 60, 70, whatever, especially with the SM7B. I just don't find that's the case for me. Again, I'm not using a cloud lifter. I'm just using the preamps built into the GoXLR. So I put mine about 50, and any higher than that, I'm noticing I'm getting a lot of background noise, and I don't want to do that because my computer screams like a banshee. So as little background noise as possible. And then that brings in the gate section here. All these settings will change based on your voice and your environment. For me, I am in a bedroom, which I converted into a studio. I got some sound panels on the wall and that kind of stuff, but it still picks up some background noise. It's really weird. So my gate here is minus 52 decibels. And what the gate does is it cuts off any background noise when you're not talking. And attenuation and attack comes in as well as the release. I keep these always the same regardless of what mic profile I'm using. Sometimes I will adjust the threshold, but the higher up you go, you'll see I start cutting out, and it's really weird. And what it does is it instantly, I'm still talking while it's out, it instantly cuts off the microphone so it doesn't pick up any background noise. So I keep mine about 52, I think is where it was right there. We'll go ahead and save that back. And an attenuation and that I don't change, like I said. So that's the gate. Play with it to where your voice, when you're talking normal, doesn't cut out. Kind of find that fine tuning point there. Close that down. Equalizer. You can come up here and click into these, enable fine tune mode, and change the kilohertz. I just keep it kind of at default. So you've got the bass on the left, the mids in the middle, and the highs on the right. So what I do is in the bass, I just drop the 31.5 hertz. I just drop that all the way down. And I find that that's really good for removing any kind of background noise, fans and that kind of stuff that AC kicks on and that jazz. These, I mean, we just kind of play around with it. This is on 2 right now. If we do this, you can kind of see how it affects the bass and the overall sound and the different ones. You know, this is like burr, 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 burr. I don't know. So like I said, I'm not an audiologist. I don't know the first thing about this. I just kind of play with them until they sound good. The mids I lower down just a little bit because I like to be loud. I don't like to. I'm just loud. And cough edit. I find that taking out some of the mids keeps me from sounding really nasally and whatever. And then the highs, I like to bring those back up just a little bit to bring some more presence back. And I'll show you my setting on the back of my SM7B too. There's 2 little pin marks you can adjust. The compressor over here, I like the threshold at negative 22 decibels because, like I said, I am loud. If you're not loud and you don't do a lot of screaming, then this probably isn't going to be that big of a deal for you. But the ratio 4 to 1 is pretty standard for me. Sometimes I'll do 5, 6 to 1, but 4 to 1 is pretty much what all my mic profiles are. Threshold is minus 22 decibels, so when I scream, it doesn't like blow your eardrums out, and that's how I'm able to like squeal and scream in terror on my videos without you guys' ears bleeding. The attack and release, I keep these the same as well. I played around with them a lot when I first started doing this, but I think these are good settings. I don't know the science behind it all. The makeup gain is where it comes into play here when people say put this up to 60 or 70. I drop mine down to 50 and then makeup here. So technically my gain is 62 because I've got 50 on my mic set in. And then I've got additional 12 here. So 62 overall. But this kind of brings up more gain when you use the threshold to bring down the volume. Because what the threshold does is it keeps your voice within a range. So when you scream, you don't go too high, you don't peak, you don't turn red and blow everyone's eardrums out. And when you're talking quietly, people can still hear you. So it kind of boosts and lowers your voice. And then the makeup gain really just fine tunes and equals that out very nicely. In the full version of the GoXLR, you get the De-esser. You don't get that on the Mini. And you can see right here on, I've got mine set to 68. Again, this is all going to change based on your voice. But if I bring it up here and I say a bunch of silly things with S's, then the lower you go, it's like, dude, the S's are just blowing your eardrums out. Up here, like you don't want it up all the way up to 100 because then S's can kind of sound like lisping in a video. So you want some presence of S. I don't remember what it was. 63 is probably perfect. There we go. But yeah, that's the thing. So these are my sound settings and they're not professional by any stretch of the imagination, but I did want to show off just kind of some of these settings in case you guys are running with the GoXLR, you guys want to get one. I have a shameless plug. I have an Amazon store link. I'm going to put down there in the description if you guys are in the market for either of these, the GoXLR or the SM7B. So these are the sound settings, mixer settings. We can get into all this kind of stuff later if you guys want to see something more like this, these different channels, the effects. That's what these buttons are about. And then the routing. I guess you guys can kind of just look at it right there. We can get into deeper detail if you guys want. But anyway, I just wanted to put this video out there on an audience that was asking about it. Hope this helps. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, this is the Goodish Gamer signing out.